Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Kelly. Thank you for joining me today. You guys, I have Kelly Pecune here, and Kelly is one of our viewers um, and customer, and now friend. And she is a brilliant, brilliant young woman who has written and developed an app. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, we're good. Yep.
With inventory
Yep.
for your resellers, for all you resellers. So we're going to see what she has to tell us, and she's going to tell us all about it. And I'm just going to take a few minutes and just welcome everybody in. So Kelly,
Absolutely.
here, let's say hello to some of our friends.
Perfect.
Sylvia loves auctions. Hello, Sylvia. Thank you for being here. Carol, thanks. Hello, sweetheart. She's going to be on 8 o'clock tonight with Raymondo. She'll be having an auction over at Auctions for You. T, make sure you drop the link so people can click on it and put it in their notifications. Greg, thank you for being here, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Denise. Joe Novak is in the house in Virginia. Hello, sweetheart. Thank you. Nance P, thank you for tuning in. Moonstone Mama, another entrepreneur. Awesome. Cindy Roach, hello, welcome. Emville, hey, thanks for being here. And there's Joyce and Evil Lenny, welcome in.
Lenny.
Painting the Roses Red, hello.
Hey.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. There's Heidi Leslie. Hello, sweetheart. And Shell UK. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you all, guys, for joining.
Susie. Thrifting Adventures. Oh, Simply Dana. Ciao, bella. Grazie che sei venuta. Grazie tanto. She's my Italian friend.
I do not know any Italian.
Right?
Well, now I know one word thanks to you a second ago.
Right.
Which I will.
I don't know if Dana is Sicilian. I don't remember. Dana, I don't remember what part of Italy you're from, but Thrifting Adventures, welcome. And Steve Bash, hello. Thank you for being here. And Wes is in the house. Hello, Wes. I hope you had a nice day yesterday. I hope you had a nice birthday. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. Okay, so we can wait a few more minutes and let people kind of stroll in as they're getting their notifications. But Provincia di Messina. Oh my gosh, so she's Sicilian. Do you know, Dana, do you know what the word piccione means? Just say yes or no in the chat. Do you know what piccione means? Have you ever heard that expression, Dana? Let me know. Just write yes or no. Piccione is how you say it. Jenny, hi, honey. We're talking Italian.
Yeah. Mom, if you're watching, I have a story for you later.
Okay, Mom. Oh gosh. Are your parents like Italian, like from Italy, or?
So yeah, my mom's parents or father, yes, is from Italy. Yep. And so yeah, I sent both my parents the link so they could be hanging out in the chat. And now I have a fun story to share about our last name.
You see what Dana says?
Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, so Kelly's last name is Piccione, but there is a word in Sicilian. It's a Sicilian slang, and it's called piccione. And just so that you guys don't feel left out, it's kind of just a slang word for a female part. We'll just say that, and that's it. But it is. I'm in what is this? I'm in New York. What last name? Capone.
Well, we moved it, so it's no longer Piccione.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelly.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Kelly. I've been reselling for about 2 years. It kind of started as, oh, I have a lot of things. Let me try and get rid of them. And, it would be cool if I could make doing it. And then, it turned into a huge hobby of mine where I was like, wow, this is really, oh my gosh, my mom said, we will change our name to Smith.
Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, there she is. Hello, sorry. Sorry about that.
So yeah, I got into reselling just as a way I was going to clear out some of my own clothes that I never wore. And once you start selling, it's really fun. You're like, oh my gosh, I can maybe make some money doing this. And then I kind of found the reselling community where you would go to thrift stores and, hunt for the good to flip.
Yeah, it's pretty lucrative.
Yeah, it really is. And so I just have kind of dove in head first to, go thrifting on the weekends and bring home bags and bags of things. And it has, I live in a very small space and it's definitely taken over with just all the things everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you thrift for, or what do you source for? Let's say mostly, like, what is your favorite thing to source?
I started with clothes, and so that's how I naturally transitioned was into clothing. So I started with women's clothes, like exclusively that. And then, after a while, I wanted to learn different brands and things. So I kind of ventured into men's a little bit. And then I was like, I don't remember exactly how I got into hard goods. I think I just was passing by that section of like the thrift store, and I remember I stumbled upon a like hand blown glass shell, like a conch shell, and I was like, that is really pretty. And so I picked it up, and the comps were good on it. And so then every now and again I'll pick up a hard good or two, but I'm almost still like 98% clothing. But I will sell anything and everything. I'm not opposed to selling, so.
Oh, interesting little fact here. Look at what Mama G wrote. She said Kim Kardashian started out at 16 buying and reselling. That's awesome.
I did not know that. Wow.
That's awesome. So Kelly, I want you to tell people how important it is to implement a inventory system from the word go. Like, don't think, did I say hi to Bolo Buddies? Did I say hello to her? Hi, hey, Courtney. Hi, Bolo Buddies. Sorry, honey. I think I may have missed you. And Holistic Living. Hi. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, sweetheart. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I think people have like a misconception of, oh, I'm just going to list a couple of things and throw them in this bin. And then you list a few more things and you throw them in a bin, and then you list a few more things, and before you know it, you're up to 100 listings, and then you're selling your items, and then what are you doing?
You're rifling through your whole entire house, and that's exactly
spending 2 hours looking for one item.
Started. Yep. So I started, casually, just my own items, and then when I picked things up, it was 10 pieces from the thrift store, and so I had them in, I don't even remember where I put them, like in a bucket somewhere. And I was like, oh, this is fine. But then, you pick up more and then more. And like you said, they're all over your house. And if you don't keep track of where they are, you spend more time hunting for the item after it sells. And so this is definitely going to help you organize and make that a lot easier. So you don't need to be hunting all day, every day for these items that you can't find. And for me, it happened around 50 items, I think. I initially started just on Poshmark. I'm on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari now, and a little bit of Etsy and Kidizen, which is like the kids' clothing one. But I primarily was just Poshmark in the beginning, and I had 50 listings, and it was taking me a long time. I would try and remember my best. I was like, oh, I think that shirt was in like this tub over here. But then when you're wrong, you spend too much time looking. So that was the time when I started writing down where things were, and I just numbered them like this is tub 1, this is tub 2, which was good, but it still got complicated even just writing it down in Excel sheets and stuff. And so I figured there has to be a way that's easier, and I can't be the only one with this struggle, especially those who just kind of casually fall into reselling. It's not like, it's just, I feel like most people just find themselves there at some point. They're like, oh, wow, this is really a thing now. And so
can I ask you, how did you learn how to list on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, and all those other selling sites? Like, how did you teach yourself? Did someone teach you? Were you self-taught? Like, tell me about that.
I completely taught myself. So I remember, maybe like 5 years ago, if even Poshmark was around, I bought a pair of sunglasses off Poshmark. I wasn't selling, but I had bought a pair of sunglasses. And so I had heard of the app. And so I was like, well, I'll try that one first. I've heard of it. And I figured out, Poshmark does make it pretty easy to, list an item. You just upload your photos, and it's very organized, and it's not too complicated. And so that one wasn't too hard. But I did put off eBay for quite a while because of the stories. You just hear people say that eBay's harder, and it is. There's more to it. There's a lot of fields, and it's not as clean and neat from a user perspective sometimes. So I put that off for a while, but once I gave it a shot, it did take, it's trial and error when you teach yourself some things too. You just figure out what works. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, listened to other resellers, just looked up articles, just tried to learn as much as I could on my own. And I've only been on eBay for actually less than a year. It's been 10 months. I sold my first eBay item in January. So it's only been 10 months. Bless you.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I did the same. I taught myself from YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
you guys, if you just put in your search bar, listing on eBay, or how do I list on eBay, or how do I list on Poshmark, you'll get thousands and thousands of hits. And that's what I would do. I would just watch every day, like, honest to goodness. Like, I spent so many hours, I invested so many hours watching, how to do this, how to list on eBay. So yeah, pretty much self-taught. I didn't have anybody that like really showed me how to do it. I can say one person, his name is Steve. He showed me kind of how to do the shipping part of it, because that's a whole other animal too. Just listing the stuff is one thing, but then the shipping is another thing. But anyway, so yeah, so I was curious how you got started on that and how you got started listing on it. So you had your clothes in tubs, and you had them all over your apartment, and you're like, there's got to be an easier way. And you do what full time that you're computer savvy enough to figure out how to create an app? What do you do?
I am not a software engineer. I am not a computer science major. I don't know anything. I, again, self-taught myself this as well. So my job, I'm a government contractor, has nothing to do with apps at all. It has to do with maps, literally, like looking at like directions on a map. Nothing to do with this kind of thing at all. And so I was using Excel, which I think, sorry, the sun is coming in at a horrible angle. Hopefully it goes
That's okay. My grandmother always said that the sun only kisses beautiful people.
Oh, well, that's thank you.
If the sun is shining on you, it means that you're beautiful. That's what my grandmother used to always say. The sun kisses beautiful people. Okay, go ahead, honey.
So I was using Excel, like most people, and it was just a simple item, cost, location in my home. Basically, that's pretty much all I kept track of. And what was really annoying for me was when something sold, having to then create a new Excel spreadsheet or transfer that information to another Excel spreadsheet. so that you knew, okay, this item sold, this was my cost of goods. And then, you bust out your calculator or your phone to do the math of, okay, it sold for this much. Let's minus this, minus the platform fee from Poshmark or whatever, minus anything else, and add it up. And you had to do that for every sale.
Yeah.
And that's where I realized this is such a time suck. Like, I'm spending so much time doing math and copy and pasting from one sheet to another.
Yes.
And so I tried to find a way that the computer could do that for you. And so that's exactly how this app was born. And in a nutshell, that's kind of what it does for you. You get to keep all of your inventory in one place. And when something sells, you click a button, enter some shipping cost information, and then it will do all of that math and separate it from your inventory. So you have your solds and your available items separate. And then on top of that, you get a bunch of analytics and like insights about your business, really, about your inventory and your sales that you may not have known otherwise. Like, what things sell best for you. Is it shoes? Is it jeans? Is it home decor? Which items are bringing in your highest profit? What's your highest average sale price for certain items? So there's just a lot of insights that you can get from the app as well. I will.
Awesome. You guys, if you have any questions at all, we can definitely take some questions. We'll save like the questions for like the last like 15 minutes or so. Did you want to share your screen and kind of show everybody the app? And I guess one of the questions I was going to ask you was, is it something that you can link your eBay store, your Mercari store, your Poshmark store? Can you link your stores right to the app?
Not right now, no. It is kind of taking the place of any bookkeeping that you were doing on your own. So any of those Excel sheets that you were writing down all your inventory and things on, it's going to take the place of those, so that you won't have to do that.
Thank you, Pat Dees. Thank you so much for the super sticker. That's really sweet of you. Thank you, Pat. Okay, so tell us. So you want to share it? Are you excited about sharing it? Yeah. Okay. So
let me just open up a new tab and get it going. Yeah, so I dropped a link to it as well in the chat. It's called Thrifters Scorecard, which I don't know, it said that on the thumbnail and stuff, but just.
Yep, it did.
There.
Right in the middle.
Yep. Yeah, it's called Thrifters Scorecard. And so the concept is, a lot of thrifting is like the fun of it, right? The game of, finding the best item and the hunt and scoring that awesome find. And so that's kind of where the name comes in of like, you want to score the best things. And so that's kind of the little fun play on words with that. And so all of the insights and things are on these different cards or scorecards that tell you all the info about your inventory. And so I'm just
thank you, Pat Dees. Yeah, so how long did it take you to develop it?
I started building it early spring, maybe.
Early what?
Spring of this year.
Spring. Oh, okay.
Or maybe February. It was all during COVID. I do remember that. It was all within COVID times. So yeah. And then, but it was there are always hurdles with trying to build something like this. So there was a lot of troubleshooting different platforms that were going to be the best to build this on. And so there was a lot of, staying up really late to figure something out because, you run into a roadblock, and I would do whatever it took to figure out how to solve the problem.
Is there a support group for app builders that you belong to that you can go to and help like ask questions and stuff, or is it something that people don't like to share their secrets with?
So I don't really know anyone that does this really. So I felt like, I didn't have like a a mentor as far as like an app builder goes. So I guess Google was my best friend when that happened, and I would just read different forum posts, try and find people that had a similar issue and just try and fix it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my
I mean,
gosh. I could never do something like that.
Yeah.
Super, super smart. That's awesome. Let me know when you have your screen up and we'll share it.
Yeah, I'm just going to adjust this light real quick.
Yeah, so thanks you guys. For those of you that maybe came in a little bit late, this is Kelly, and she has built a inventory reseller organizing app that she's promoting today to see if there's anybody out there in the reseller world that can benefit from buying it. It's a monthly subscription.
Correct. So it's a monthly subscription, only $7.99 a month, and you do get a 30-day free trial. I want people to be able to try it out for, a full month to know if it's something that you could see yourself using. So I don't want anyone paying for something that they don't think is worth it. So full 30 days free.
Let me just answer. Charisse here. Thank you so much for coming. Welcome. And options for you if you're here, or Junebug, or anybody else that might be here that has the registration link. You can follow the prompts on as soon as it drops. I'll highlight it to whoever drops it for me, and you can follow the prompts to that. Okay, June said she just got the notification. All right, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. And Tammy, thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. So been on eBay since Katrina, and online selling has really changed, and learned slowly had to nothing back then, right? Yeah, now there's so much information. Oh, there's Mama G. Okay. Charisse, if you could follow Mama G's prompt, that's a form that you can fill out, and that will register you for the auctions. Thank you so much for asking. But this is not an auction. This is an interview of this beautiful Kelly, who is a strong entrepreneur. I love it. I'm so glad that you're here. When I started my channel, I wanted to do more of these kind of like empowering women entrepreneur style, and it says it like right on my banner. It says talk shows, and I kind of got away from that, and I've been doing so many auctions, that I've been doing less and less of this. But I definitely want to get back into it because I think it's great.
I'm just very, very thankful for this opportunity. So again, thank you so much.
Yeah, and T's going to have Kelly on as well, which will be great. So if she goes through anything here today that you're going to miss, you can always rewatch it. Hello, Jerry. Thank you for coming in.
And I'm posting a bunch of videos on my own YouTube channel of like little tutorials. This is how you do this in the app, and this is how you do this, and different things like that. So
that's great. So you should definitely drop your YouTube channel so people can go over and subscribe to you, and maybe she'll have some more in-depth detail stuff that more so than what she's going to be talking about here today.
I'm actually planning probably this weekend. I'll release a kind of how I manage my inventory using the app. So it'll walk you through inputting an item into the app all the way through to when it sells and kind of what you do. But I can go ahead and share my screen if you want.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Just share your screen and I'll grab it, and we'll put it up on the screen, and we'll show everybody a little preview of what it's like. Tammy would like to know, is this something that can be purchased outright instead of a monthly subscription?
I don't have that set up as of right now, but I certainly could at some point do that.
That's awesome.
Okay. I have to like enable. Sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. Take your time.
Do you mind if I jump out and come back in?
You want to, what did you say?
I think I'll have to jump out and come back in.
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Let me share my screen. It's a Chrome setting. Okay, I'll be right back.
And what platform does the app work with? Well, she sells on Mercari and eBay
And I can answer that real quick too before I pop off for a while.
okay.
You can sell on any platform to use it. You don't need to download the app to your phone or anything. It works best right now just on an internet browser. So, just go on your computer to thriftersscorecard.com and you can sign up there and it'll house everything there on the website for you. You can get to that website on your mobile device as well, but it's not actually like a downloadable app store app. So it makes it a little bit easier too, because you don't have to go through those hoops. You just go to the website and sign up. Okay.
Okay. And Cherise, thank you so much for coming. Yes, tonight is, if you want to go to an auction, she will be having one on her channel at 8:00 tonight. And then we'll be back on my channel tomorrow night at 9:00 and her channel again at 3:00. Bless you, Boston. Bless you, honey. Let's see, invisible bidder. So with a monthly fee, if you decide to go different direction, do you lose all the data we have inputted? Good question, Susan. We will ask her that. And Cherise, if you're still here, this is the Google form that needs to be. Okay.
I'm back. I did see a question pop up because I was watching on YouTube as I popped out, but about if you lose your data, if you decide to leave. No, you can always download your inventory data and sales data that the app has that's available for you in your account page. So you can download that and take it with you if you do choose to leave. So that's not a problem.
Yeah, and here's Tammy saying, I don't want my information stored on an outside site. So that's something that you may want to look into, because some people don't like to do the monthly payment thing.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, that's completely understandable.
Yeah, some people don't like to. I know even in my own experience, the kids are like, "Can I buy this game?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't like to," because then I'm not saying yours is like this, but then sometimes there's like little hidden things that you have to check off. Otherwise, it repeats every month. They automatically charge you or whatever. So I think people have, and I'm not saying that's in your case at all, but I understand why people can get a little weary of that. Hey, Westside Gary, thanks for coming in, honey.
I try and be very upfront with all of that as far as anything, when you'll have to put your info in or whatever and how much you'll be charged. So, okay. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep. We can see it good. Can you guys see it good? I can see it very good.
Okay, awesome. I'm just going to
Mailchimp's recommendations.
Oops. Okay, just pulling up the chat now because it's harder to see it when you're sharing your screen. Okay, so this is the home page, but I will show you what it looks like when you log in. So let me just I remember my password, hopefully. Nope.
You're living in Donna's world right now.
I'm just I was gonna show the development or like the kind of the behind the scenes one, but okay, so this is your home page and it shows you every place that you can go within the app. So you can add inventory, you can view your inventory on your inventory scorecard. Then there's your sales, and then there's two separate kind of analytics that I added, and they're your brand scorecard as well as your category. So that's a lot of info, and I don't want to, overwhelm anyone. So we'll just go to like the basic of what you get right away, which is your inventory scorecard. So this houses all of your inventory. and it lists it out here in a clean, easy to read line by line. And hopefully you don't actually have to ever scroll and, you know, view every single item, because you can easily search for them. Like if I wanted to find all my Eileen Fisher items, it'll show you anything with that in the name. It'll show you your SKU code, like your inventory code, where it's kept in your house, you know, how long it's been listed, where it's been listed, and then anything that is down here is also reflected up in these cards up top, you know, what your average cost of goods for these 2 Eileen Fisher pieces I have in my inventory right now. The average cost of goods for them is, you know, $5.25. But you can reset and see everything. Over here is like your money pile, or a lot of people, you know, in the community call it your death pile. I just found money was probably a bit more motivating than death.
Right.
And so it tells you all the things that, you know, have something that says not yet listed. So you can really see, oh man, I have 58 things that I have not listed yet. I should probably get on it.
So when you come home with your inventory, you add the items that you bought and what you paid for them into your money pile?
Yeah. So when I come home from the thrift store, this is exactly what I do is I head over to the add inventory page and I'll enter the item. So let's just do like t-shirt, whatever, making this up. And then you can type in a brand if you want. So since I just did Eileen Fisher, it's on the top of my head. And you'll see as you type, a bunch of things will populate and you can choose the right one. And then say it cost me $3. So you can put that in. You can add as much or as little of this information as you want. I choose to add categories and subcategories because it just gives you some more insights about these items. So if I tell it that it's a piece of clothing, I can get more insights on how my clothing sales are doing. And then I can type in shirts and tops to have it be more specific. You can also go ahead and list it right now if you want, or you can come back and edit it later. And personally, that's what I do is I come home from the thrift store, I take out my receipt and, you know, all the clothes and a pair of scissors, and I go through the clothes, look at the tag, and as I cut the tag off, I add it into the app. And then once I, you know, steam everything and photograph it, that's when I'll come back and add a platform and a list date and an inventory code. So yeah, that is,
and the inventory, sorry, the inventory code, the open SKU, new SKU. So that is where you house them in your house. Like you have bins, like 1 through whatever, 8 through.
So this works for whatever your current inventory system is. If you choose to letter your bins or number them, whatever method works for you, it doesn't require you to use a certain schema by any means. Open SKUs are like those inventory sections that have had recent sales. So like I sold an item in J3. Now whatever was in J3 is empty. Like that,
nice.
That bag is empty, so it can hold a new item. And before I was writing them down on a piece of paper to know, okay, well, I can put something back in J3, or I took an item out of the top box. So now there's room for another item in the top box. So as you sell items, those inventory codes or SKUs will populate here, or you can just type in one if you want. And you can say, I'm storing this in my closet for now. And
it's nice that it keeps track of the empty spots.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest problems with Excel is when something's sold and you had to copy the inventory to the sales sheet, it never told you, unless you wrote it down, what the SKU was, so you could know you could put something else in there now.
So let's just see, because this might jog your memory to like tell people more about the app. So let's look. Cindy Roach says, is there a limit to how much inventory you can put in?
Nope. So you can You can upload all of your previous inventory. So say you have an Excel spreadsheet right now, and obviously you want to get all of that in to start using the app. You can upload that. There's a few different steps that you have to go through to upload. And once it's in there, you can do all of this and then start adding inventory like in this way. When you upload, there is a 2,000 item limit. But that doesn't mean you can only have 2,000 items. It just means your Excel spreadsheet can only have 2,000 items at a time. So if you have more than that, you just have to break it down into chunks of 2,000, if that makes sense. But as far as how many items you actually have in your inventory, it can hold them all.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Um,
I'll show you too, like, so say you list, I'm not going to list that because it's not a real item for me, but if this item like is not listed yet and say I'm listing it today, you would just click on the item name and you'll be able to edit all of that info. So it's the same fields, but you can now say I'm listing this today and I am going to put it in spot J3 and I'm going to list it on Poshmark. So you could do that and then update it. I'll remember to change that, but now it's there.
Okay, why don't you show us how to change it?
Change the item info?
To like get rid of that listing. Like say you don't want that listing anymore. Say you just listed it and spilt a whole cup of coffee on it and now you've decided you don't want to list it anymore. You want to get rid of it.
You want to delete the item altogether. You would do the same where you click on the name of it and it'll bring up the kind of edit window. And then there's a delete button down here. And you would just click delete and it'll ask you, are you sure you want to do that? Because it'll be gone forever. And you would click yes, delete. I'll remember that these were 350. And now it's not at the top anymore. And if I search page, I don't have any other page items. Reset.
Awesome.
And you can sort if you want to know how, you know, I've only had these items listed for 4 days, so I'm sorting low to high. But you want to see some of my oldest listings ever. I've had this shirt for 573 days, and for the life of me, I can't sell it. But we all have those pieces, right? So you can sort to see like that, where maybe it's about time I relist this item. And you can change, if you relist an item, you can go in and update the list date if you want. I personally don't. I keep the list date as the day I listed it the first time. But I want it to be, this app to be flexible enough for all people and all types of businesses when it comes to reselling to be able to make it work for what they do. So
Kelly, I want to ask you a question. Sorry for interrupting you. So if you I'm just wondering, for those that have, say, 4,000 items in their inventory, this inventory scorecard, your recommendation on this, would it be recommended to, from here on in, to start using the inventory scorecard as soon as you buy it, like everything that you start listing, like tomorrow going forward? Or did you, like when you developed the site, like how many items did you have listed and how long did it take you realistically, like to list the items that were not on the scorecard?
So
Does that make sense? That question?
How long did it take me to add my items onto the into the scorecard? The scorecard? So if I'm adding an item this way, it takes me a couple seconds, probably as long as it would take you to type it into an Excel sheet, probably. I mean, this might be asking a bit more than you are keeping on Excel, but you also don't have to fill this out if you don't want to. These are pretty much optional. But the upload, so if you have 4,000 items and you want to get them all in the app instantly, you can just upload them all. And that takes a few minutes, and then you'll have all 4,000 items in. So if you go to your page,
Upload them how?
So this is how you would take your current inventory that you have in a spreadsheet, most likely, and upload it into the app so it will appear on your scorecard.
Okay.
Yep.
And are you entering each item one by one?
Nope, you're taking your spreadsheet. So this was actually one of my biggest hurdles when it comes to the app and like the behind the scenes building it. It's really hard to take data from one source and put it into another source when you don't know what source number one looks like. So meaning I don't know how you keep your spreadsheets, but I know how I need it to look in the app. So what you'll have to do is just copy and paste everything into a template. It's not the most fun, but it is really one of the easiest ways to put it into the app that pretty much everybody can do for sure. I've gotten feedback from people that it's not challenging and the instructions kind of lay it out there for you. But then once you have everything in a spreadsheet, you just click upload and you literally just drag and drop your spreadsheet into this window and click go, and then it appears on your scorecard for you.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So that's how you get started, so you don't have to literally enter 4,000 items one at a time because nobody would do that. Like, there's no way I would ever do that.
I know, that's why I asked. I'm like, oh my gosh, like that would just be so crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it track when you sold an item? You may have already answered that question. Yes, it does.
So we haven't even looked at what the sales look like. So so say I sold this Lucky Brand. Well, that's not even listed. Say I sold this Garnet Hill dress. You click on the cash icon because that's what we're all here for, is making some money. So it brings up this, like the sale pop-up window is kind of what I call it. It tells you where to go find the item so you can get it ready for shipping to your buyer. So I got to go to tub J30 and dig it out, but at least I know where it is. And it also reminds you what platforms you've listed it on. So go and unlist it from those platforms so you don't accidentally sell it twice. And now say I sold it on Poshmark and it sold for $30. You click Poshmark and then you just say, what was the shipping discount? Because that's how Poshmark, you get the $4.99 shipping, free shipping, or no shipping discount at all. And so you just select one and you'll click mark and sold, which I don't necessarily want to do right now because then I'll forget unless I write down what this item is. But it will mark it as sold. You can obviously pick your sale date. And once that happens, once you click that button there, mark as sold, it will delete from your inventory and it will appear in your sales.
Awesome.
And so this is what you get for sales. So it's kind of that same kind of scorecard effect, but for obviously your sales. So right up front are the easy things that you can read right away, right? Like, how many items have I sold this week? How much profit have I made this week? You can change it, see different frames of different time frames.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what are some of the big takeaways? What have I sold that I made the most money on? And then all the sales for that time frame will appear here. So you can see, let's pick here, Eileen Fisher again. So the sale price was $25. I bought it for $3. And here are my net earnings and my profit. And I chose eBay as where it sold, and it will calculate your net earnings and your profit for you. You don't have to do that math. And, if it sells on Poshmark or something, it will take the 20% platform fee or the, what is it, like $2.95 if it's less than $15, whatever it is. So Mercari, Poshmark, Etsy, Kitizen, all of those platforms, the platform fees will calculate automatically.
What about PayPal fees?
eBay does not include the PayPal fees. That's trickier because of sales tax, actually. So you don't really know where your buyer is in the country or the world, and that your PayPal fee is dependent is 2.9%, but you don't know the total because you don't know if that person is paying sales tax and or how much sales tax. So there's really just too many unknowns for me to include those, and I would be wrong most of the time.
Saxton Cole, will you add Grailed to this?
Yeah, I can. I can definitely include it. And I don't sell personally on Grailed, so I would just need to research how they, do their platform fees and stuff, and then just build the math on the back end. If we go back to inventory real quick, I can easily add it as a platform if it's not already on here. So I tried to add all the ones I could think of. Depop. So there's Grailed here. So you can say it's listed on Grailed.
Oh, that's cool. Facebook Marketplace is on there, and
Real.
Shopify, ThreadUp. Yeah, you've added quite a few. Yeah, I didn't realize that those were on there. Hey, James, thanks for coming in. Thank you.
So yeah, you have here as far as, but that's just going to tell you where it's listed, obviously. If it sells, these are the ones I have right now. So Poshmark, it looks like this. eBay is the most complicated looking, just because eBay is the most complicated of the platforms sometimes. So you have to enter your shipping, how much you paid the buyer for shipping, and what you paid for the shipping label. And this is where you can enter your eBay fees, which is another thing that I can't calculate for you because it's varying on so many different things. If it's promoted, what kind of eBay store you're on, that changes your fees. If there was an eBay promotion going on, and since this isn't linked to your actual eBay account, I wouldn't know this information. So you can choose to put it in, you cannot. It's up to you.
We have a question here.
Yeah.
Sorry, just found this. Is it strictly a cloud-based app? Where is our info stored?
Word.
When importing your information into the app, does it only import Excel files?
And then she took the question away. But so everything is stored on the database behind the app. So you can access it via the internet, right, through the cloud, but it's stored right on a database in the cloud that I can see everything, and you can then take that. That was a question earlier. You can take that data with you if you choose to leave. I don't want to leave you without your inventory. I think I saw another question as well.
Holistic Living says, wow, this is great. I need this app. How's your customer service? Is there any way to contact you if you have a question and need your help with the app?
Absolutely. So I put the support email at the bottom of every page. Here, let's support. You can always email here. I'll be very responsive with getting back to you and helping. I want to make it as, user-friendly for the reseller community. So I want resellers to be able to use it. And that's why I also want to do different tutorial videos and things like that on my channel, on my YouTube channels to have as a resource for people. I saw another question.
Yes, Lily says, how much storage on the app is allowed? Unlimited ? Or will it be staggered price levels for larger inventories?
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's a good question too. That right now it is. You can store all of your inventory on there for the one price per month. It's not There's no staggered price levels as of this time. Like anybody can come on for $99 a month is the monthly subscription price and upload all your inventory. I can't say like what will happen in the future as it grows and changes. There might become different tiers. There might be then a premium plan eventually and things. Right now, you can upload all of your inventory. Yeah, I'm not going to tell people that you can only upload half of it.
And James is concerned. He says, Donna, am I allowed to watch this since I'm not a female entrepreneur?
Oh, no, James.
James, honey, yes, of course. You're allowed to watch it. She was laughing at him. And so
the question too. Does it compensate for managed payments? I personally am not on managed payments with eBay yet. So I don't know exactly what that experience is like, but I don't see why it wouldn't compensate for that, because when something sells on eBay, right now, the way things are set, where is it there? You add in your fees and things. So even if you're on managed payments, you would still enter these fees. I believe they would still be visible for you somewhere within managed payments, and you could just input them there. Or after the fact, you can also edit sale information to add that info later as well.
And we have another question from Lily. We'll just call her B.
We'll just call her B.
We'll just call her B.
Sure. Will there be in the future local hard drive storage options? Potentially. I mean, there could be. It's something that I would have to look into. I can't say for sure one way or another. The one good thing is with not having it locally is you can take it on your phone, and at the thrift store, I can show a page we haven't looked at yet. But because it's on the internet, basically, you can view some of this stuff at the thrift store. If you're out and you're like, man, what are my top 25 brands? Well, it turns out mine is Torrid. I did not know it was Torrid. I would have said Anthropologie, and Anthropologie is Maeve is the closest Anthropologie brand I have, and it's nowhere near my 31 Torrid sales right now. So you can view this stuff. My point is, you can view this while you're at the thrift store. If it was local, meaning like this info was stored on your hard drive on your computer, you wouldn't have access to this while you're out and about. So this,
that's awesome. Do you think that you're just picking up more Torrid than you are J. Jill? Or do you think you have more of that in your inventory? Or
so this is just this is looking at my sales, so not anything that's in my inventory, but things that have sold. But yeah, I must be more inclined to also pick up Torrid. So say I want to learn more about my history with Torrid. Let's search for it down here and get some more info about it. So right now I only have one Torrid piece for sale. None are currently unlisted. That's good. But I've sold 31 for an average sale price of $20. And on average, they sell in about a month, which is pretty good. And so my sell-through rate is about 97%. And this is where you get some of that other info. If I were to add a category for all 31 of those items, it would tell you the average sale price by category, which I haven't added all of them in yet, but I definitely plan on doing that. And then you can see what those items were for Torrid.
That's awesome. That's awesome to have all that information at your fingertips. Holy cow. Yeah. It's really great.
That is one of the benefits of having it in the cloud is, when you find a Torrid piece at the thrift store and you're contemplating on whether or not you should pick it up, you can just pop over to this page real fast and be like, well, I mean, they're asking, $5 for this Torrid piece. Is it worth it for me to pick it up if my average sale price is 20? And that's the kind of thing you're just not going to remember off the top of your head, or at least I'm not. I have that kind of memory. So,
Coach Hustler, welcome. Thank you. Do you know Coach Hustler? Coach Hustle?
No.
Yeah,
Welcome.
that's the new name. Thank you so much for being here. And to Cindy Roach says, thank you. Sorry, so many questions. In March, I was small enough that paper and pencil system was great, but now I have now literally quadrupled the listings. That's awesome, Cindy. Great news. That's awesome. Mama G says, Kelly, please drop the link for the app.
I will. Sorry, my chat disappeared when I had to like pop back out, so I'm doing it on my phone real quick.
That's okay. I can read them to you. And Chow Chow, welcome in, honey. You guys, if I missed your question, please retype it. B, you had some great questions, and I don't know if you saw. B was like, B is sold. B is like, I'm in.
That is awesome.
Oh, it's pronounced Lily.
Lily.
Yeah, Lily. Thank you, Lily.
Awesome.
Thank you, and welcome, Lily. That's a new name. Please come back. Come back often. AKA McDonald's millionaire. Welcome back. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Awesome. Very, very good. Wow.
Looking through to see if I missed any other questions.
240 listings to almost 800. That's awesome. Let's see. At 1,500 listing, this could be a game changer for me, right, Susan? It's awesome. Yeah, you guys, let us know. Let us know if you have any more questions. You know, I've had Kelly here for an hour, and we can stay on for a few more minutes. Kelly, is there any other important parts of the app that you want to show us?
This is the only other page we really haven't been to, but it's very similar to the brands page. It's just instead of brands, it's categories. So, you know, maybe I should stop picking up shoes and pick up more necklaces or something, you know, like just whatever are your best selling categories. And I feel like this is especially good for people who sell more than just, you know, one type of thing. If you dabble in clothing and jewelry and home goods and anything, right? Ephemera, whatever, you can see what really does sell best for you. And so it's the same concept as the last page. You select from the drop downs and you'll get some info about it. So.
And I know you answered this question before, but it's being asked again. Is there a max item that the program can hold?
I mean, eventually probably I'll have to like boost the server capacity and stuff, but that's for me to worry about. So no, you can upload all of your inventory, and I accommodate accordingly depending on how much is stored in the database at a time. So I take care of all that. Faux show. Let's see, anything else I'm missing?
Excuse me. And excuse me, the Junkin Data Girl says looks interesting, and it's all about data. Is it data? Is it data or data? I always say data.
I think you can say it either way, data or data. Yeah.
I always say data. But she says, I'm so into it. She loves anything that has to do with this kind of stuff. She's also an optimizer, just so that you know. She likes to optimize.
This has totally changed the way that I thrift and the way I resell, because the more you know about what you're reselling and how well it's doing for you, the more you can go out and thrift, which is everyone's favorite part. So like the more you're selling, the more you can bring in, the more you can buy on your auctions. You know, you want to always be moving product. So this really helps you really optimize what is selling best for you and keep it.
Awesome. Coach Hustle says, I have 1,000 items and growing. I will catch the replay. Wonder about the multi-platforms as I sell on 7. And Coach Hustle, you can also go and join Kelly on her YouTube channel. And she's going to be doing more tutorials on how to use the app. You should do some live. You should do some
like maybe I will. Maybe we can all, like, I had this idea since the uploading is it's annoying. I mean, you can get through it in, 10 minutes or so, but it's not like the most fun. I did have an idea of doing a live where all the users can come together and we'll all upload our inventory together. Kind of we'll all just hang out for an hour on an evening and do it. And we can all, answer each other's questions as we do it. Which I thought that would be a fun idea to do.
It is a fun idea, and you should maybe pick a co-host that will come on with you that can help read questions as you're teaching how to do it. Like when I do my unboxings,
right?
I always try to pick a co-host so that they can read the chat while I'm unboxing my items, because it's hard to multitask and do both things. And even with you, you're going off the screen and onto other screens to look at things and try to answer questions. So,
right. So yeah, I plan on doing, recorded video content of, this is how you add an item. This is how you mark things as sold. But then, I think an upload kind of live session would be super awesome, super beneficial as well for a lot of people. There was something.
Lily says, I know that the server storage can be pricey.
Yes, it can. But right now, I think I have a really good situation worked out. So I'm not crazy worried about that at the moment. It's not a concern and something I'm absolutely taking care of. I know Coach Hustle had said, wondering about the multi-platforms as I sell on 7plus. This app is geared towards anybody who sells on one platform or all of them. And you would just, on your inventory, mark however many there are. And if I'm missing platforms listed here, let me know. I can easily add them. There could be some other reselling platforms that I am not aware of or couldn't research and find. So if you sell on other ones, let me know. I'll definitely add them to the list. And then when they mark as sold, even if your item isn't listed here, you can always choose other. You can sell it anywhere. If you sold it to your neighbor and didn't go through the internet, you can still choose other, and you just need to enter some basic info. Where did you sell it? Were there any fees for the platform, and how much did it cost to ship it, if anything? So you can literally sell anywhere and still use the app. It's just a matter of these few apps will have automatic platform calculations, and obviously other wouldn't. You would have to put that info in. So you can still sell anywhere though.
So Lily says, are you on Instagram if we want to get in touch directly, or do you have a contact information only on the app site? I can vouch for Kelly that she's really good at responding at emails like right away, like immediately. Yeah, she's right on top of it. So
you can always reach out there's always an email at the bottom of every page that is hello@thriftersscorecard.com. So you can always email me there. I do have a Instagram as well, and it is The Garden Finds. So my YouTube name is The Garden. That's like kind of the name of my reselling business. And so my Instagram, which I'm typing into the chat right now, is The Garden Finds.
Okay. There we go. And Chacha says if you need someone to co-host.
Oh, that is awesome.
To co-host. Yeah.
That is super cool.
Yep. All right. And
stop sharing my screen and see everyone again. Hello.
Love to bring you on a live. I'm in a reselling community. Know a few people that can benefit. Awesome.
Yeah, I really want people to benefit. Like I said, the app is flexible. It's something that I want to work for the community. So I want it to make your life easier. So I'm happy to accommodate that however I can.
Addicted to Hustle. Thank you and welcome. Definitely some benefits here, he says. She says, nice job. Awesome. Thank you so much.
I see somebody said, what if we have more than one store on eBay? Again, I think that's totally fine. Unless you keep those kind of stores and your earnings and profit completely separate, I might have to think of a way of separating that. But if you keep track of, your kind of net earnings for the entire year, and you have both stores combined in that calculation, then I don't think that would be a problem at all.
Yeah. And so you guys, if you know anybody who is like a reseller, or there's a lot of big channels out there. If you're personally friends with anybody, I'll reach out to a couple of my big reseller friends that are kind of outside of like the storage unit, like world people. They're mostly resellers that have big channels. I'll reach out to them and recommend maybe you can get some more exposure, Kelly. So if anybody has a personal relationship with any big reseller channels, let's get Kelly. Let's give her a boost. Let's get this going.
You guys are so awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, let's get it going. It's awesome. I think it's wonderful. I'm in awe over your brilliance of being able to do that, like build that and make that and offer it and organize it and put it all together in such a short time.
There were
Really?
a lot of times. It was, I'd forget to eat dinner, I'd
Oh my gosh.
Like, not in like a bad way, but I'd just be like so determined to, figure out how to upload data, right? That was a challenge. I was like, I'm so determined to figure out how to do this. And then before I know it, it's like 2 a.m. and I was like, oh my God, I need to go to bed.
I know. And you know what? It reminds me a lot of me because I'm like that too. Like the other day, I don't know if you were watching, but I couldn't figure something out on the computer. And Mama G was in the chat with me co-hosting, and she's like, Donna, it's okay. I'll read the chat. I'm like, no, I know you can read the chat, but I need to figure this out. And she's like, but I can read it for you. You're fine, Donna. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, no. I got to figure this out. And then finally, after about 5 minutes of, I've got to figure it out, I had to let it go.
Right.
You know how that killed me to let it go? You know how that killed me, but I had to because I had 80 people in the chat waiting for my auction to start.
Right.
They don't want me to like try to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I get it. When I get my head stuck on something, like I'm like, there's no stopping me. Like I
positioned on solving problems and the challenge of like trying to overcome the challenge and all of that. I get very focused, and I think that's why I could do this in a lot of time. But also COVID helped. There was nothing much going on, so why not build an app?
Right?
Yeah.
So it was like perfect time with COVID around to be able to spend all that time at home and doing that. Do you work outside of the house, or do you work inside the house?
Inside. I work from home. Yep. We have no plans on going back into the office anytime soon. So
but you used to work in the office.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We only work out of the office now because of COVID. We haven't been into the office since February or March, probably.
Did they close the office?
It's still there. They're still, you can go in if you need to pick something up, but no one's working there. So it's empty, but we still like have it. It's weird.
It's crazy. We have a stretch of alternate A1A here, where it's all office buildings, and we were driving down that road, and my husband and I, and like every single building, in front of every single building was space for lease. Like, I think so many offices have it's buildings of just offices, businesses, just offices. It's like a 1 mile stretch of just office buildings. I said to my husband, oh my God, like every single building has a big sign, office space for lease.
Yeah.
They're all closing.
Yeah, they're all closing. It's hard to.
Well, I think a lot of businesses have discovered that it's probably more cost effective and less expensive to have you work from home.
We were just talking about that in the house like yesterday, the day before, about how
much money they're saving.
Yeah. And like they could lower salaries to let you work from home because they won't have to pay for the office space. So yeah, interesting. It's changing a lot, and I think lots of places are closing, and then a lot of places are having to innovate to stay open, and you got to do something different.
It's hard though, isn't it, Kelly, working from home sometimes? I mean, it's kind of new to you, so you're probably still in the enjoyment rate. But
Yeah.
like for me, like I know, like working from home, like there's mornings that like I get up, I have my coffee, and I get right into working, and before I know it, like I haven't like changed, I haven't brushed my teeth, I haven't I
That's me every day. I'm like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. I haven't showered.
I haven't showered. I haven't brushed my teeth. I had like, I'll look at and I'll be like, oh my God, it's 2 o'clock. Like I haven't even, so I'm trying to be a lot more disciplined with that. And I'm trying to get up, get into the shower, get myself ready, and like I'm going to work. Like I'm
Setting that
going.
routine really helps too. Pretending like it is, I'm going into the office, I'm doing work now, getting up and getting dressed. And I don't always do that.
No, it's just so easy to just grab your coffee and you come over to the computer and you're like, okay, and you start working, and then it's like
most days I start working from my bed. Like I just open my laptop and I'm like, well, here I am.
I know. It's hard. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Even with the business. Hi, Elizabeth. Welcome in. We're just getting ready to say goodbye. And I want to thank everyone that came in. I can think of some people that can really benefit from this. I know you're going to plan on going on Tees, and I think that Courtney said she would like to have you on as well.
Her as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and if you want to come back another time, we could probably plan something else, another time later on, but I encourage everyone to go over to Kelly's channel. She'll be doing some more live, hopefully some live tutorials on how to use the app. And I'm very impressed. You are a woman entrepreneur.
Yay. Thank you so much, Donna. This has been an experience.
Have you always been this way?
Yeah. Yeah. My mom is probably like, oh yes, this makes sense. Like I was inventing weird things at like small ages, and doing weird things. And I remember, I always think, how did I get into this? Like, why is my brain like this? And I remember, going with my dad looking for soda cans in the recycle bins so we could bring them to the grocery store to, cash them in for like 5 cents or whatever. But like, that's not that different from this, in all honesty.
Excuse me.
So I've been doing stuff like this for, as long as I can remember. It was stuff like this, and just figuring out ways to make things work. And I love being challenged by something. And so this was a challenge for me, and I wanted to see if I could do it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to go over to Tees, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for coffee. And then I'll be at Tees at 3 o'clock tomorrow on her channel for an auction, and then back on my channel. Simply Dana says, awesome. Thanks, Donatella. Nice to meet you, Kelly. Have a great night, all. Thank you, Dana, for staying and listening. We really appreciate it. And spread the word, you guys. Tell your reseller friends about Kelly's app. Send her an email. Let her know what you need to do to get it going. Let's get it going.
I'm easy to get in touch with. So reach out and see what we can do.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mama G, for helping to drop the links, and everyone else that helped. Thank you to my guest, and we'll see you soon. Bye, you guys.